Welcome back. This is still Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. And as you know, we do not do the regular. We don't keep it ordinary. We keep it supernatural. We keep it Starboy thing. We keep it super fly. And coming to your screen right now is the flyest man I've ever seen in my whole life. The Starboy himself. And we have Starboy Terri in the building to shut it down.
Say she want give me something for God. No go beg, no go daughter. What you got is something I desire. Faji, love. Say she want give me something for God. No go beg, no go daughter. What you got is something I desire. Faji, love. Make go tell your mama say I don't. I see something with a match my look. Now they stuck, I can't move, and I got stay with you, catch my cruise. Because tell your mama say, for my next life I could choose you again. I go choose you again. Then my medicine will take away my pain. Oh, I go choose you again. Come around, every time I want. Come around, every time I want. Come around, every time I want. Yes, I don't. Come around, every time I want. Come around, every time I want. Come around, every time I want. Yes, I don't want. Pico, tell me something I don't know. See as your matter, they go balance. This your African, what can I matter for my life? Making my shit they capsize. I dare, hoping you gon' give it to me like that. This a feeling, no go fit to finish like that. Even if you're away, I never take my eyes away from station one. Give me something for God. No go beg, no go daughter. What you got is something I desire. Faji, love. Say she want give me something for God. No go beg, no go daughter. What you got is something I desire. Faji, love. Go tell your mama say I don't. I see something with it match my look. Now they stuck, now I can't move, and I got stay with you, catch my crew. Go tell your mama say for my next life I go choose you again. I go choose you again. And my medicine take away my pain. I go choose you again. Come around, every time I want. Come around, every time I want. Come around, every time I want. Yes, I don't want. Come around, every time I want. Come around, every time I want. Come around, every time I want. Yes, I don't want.
It's STG.
That's what's
All right.
up. That's what's
Let's
up.
just end the show here.
I
It's time
told
to
you
go and
guys
party.
that we don't do the ordinary, man. Welcome to the set,
Thank you so
man.
much.
Man, that
Thank
was
Oh
a
my
killer
gosh,
performance.
yes, that
Well
was
done.
intense. You're making me. It's not Friday yet. So I
You
think that's
already-
allowed.
you already have the Friday
Because I don't want to
vibe
work
on a
anymore now.
Tuesday.
What's going on?
I
You
can
see,
take you
I want
home.
to
I
just.
can take you home.
Yeah, let's
Shit.
go party. Let's do it.
Can I drive her?
No, we don't want to do that.
How you doing, though? How you
Yeah.
doing?
Right, I'm doing okay.
2020 hasn't been the best of year, but man, you have one of the biggest body of works, AFRO Series of
Yes,
2020.
yes, I feel blessed,
Yeah,
man.
so how did you come about that?
I always
was
tell-
there an inspiration?
I always tell people, like, if you dropped like a project in 2020 and it did well, like, you should really like rate yourself because it was a crazy time.
Yeah.
Even if you had like plans for marketing, like nothing was certain, you know. You could probably want to drop a song before the pandemic and then you say, okay, we're going to do this and this, we're going to do this and that, we're going to go here today. But then during the pandemic, we couldn't do all of that, but we still made like waves,
Yeah,
like
for
major
sure.
waves.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm grateful for that. I thank my fans. I think like my supporters, they're the real MVPs, man.
But let's talk about that a bit. Like, you know, I feel like your blow up was kind of rapid.
Yeah, it
compared
was.
to other people, you know.
Yeah, it was. In fact, after my first song, I had to take like a year to like look at things and be like, okay,
What is going on?
what's going on? And be like, okay, so where do we take it from here? Because like I actually came on the biggest song on 2018, Soccer. It was the biggest song of the year. It's still like one of the biggest Afrobeat songs ever.
Yeah.
And that was my first song.
So like it was just like one ghetto boy coming from somewhere named Ogba, and then it's been on the biggest song. It was huge for me. Like people had been in the industry for so long, and nobody's really had like, not everyone has like that massive. So like even the big guys that have been in it for like very long, they really have to adjust to the time when there's a big. So like you have to change your branding, change your style, everything. So I mean, coming in, I was new to everything. I only knew how to make music. Actually, I only knew studio producers. I really didn't know anything about. But I had a big song, or fortunate enough, and then I took my time.
So, all right, there's this song. I don't know if you know it. Count your blessings.
Yeah, I'm counting my
you know that
blessings.
song,
Yes,
right?
I do that every
All
time.
right, so, looking back at your journey now, right? You know, because I know your story, how you joined Starboy. You know, your meeting with Mute, and how you had to wait for 2 weeks. How you gave him the hugest sum of money you've seen in your whole entire life.
You know everything.
How you waited for another 2 weeks. How you were called to come and record on Soko, and then you saw Cesar Millie and Spotted, and you're like, well, this other guy is not me and Wizkid. So I also know how Wizkid jumped on one of your projects when you were in the downstairs studio and he was listening from upstairs.
Were you
like
at the
that?
house?
You get, so I know all of these things. So I know it's been a journey. It's been something you've been waiting for. You anticipated this. You actually wanted to say. What would you say if you have to count like 5 massive steps or 5 massive change that has occurred in your life since that first meeting with Wizkid? What would they be?
I feel like my whole life has changed. I can't put it down to
Just
5.
five,
Yeah, like I can't put it down. It's just gonna be a big challenge. But my life has changed major. Like everything about my life, even the way I see life, like my perspective about life, and then I'm passing that to like everybody around me, like my siblings, like cause like I realized that before I met Wiz, I used to think about life really differently, and it wasn't about anything. It was just information. You know, information is power. So like now that I've been exposed to some certain things. So like I can look around people around me and be like, yo, I feel like you can do this thing this way. I feel like you could talk to this person. I feel like, so yeah, it just has a huge impact on my life. And I'm thinking about it long term, you know, like it's not really about now. I feel like everything that I can get in terms of knowledge, music, when it's like 5 years, 10 years from now, is going to be applicable in so many ways that can bring like a lot of revenue. So I'm just calm and I'm open to knowing more stuff. I don't even feel like I've tried anything every day.
Okay, I can tell that you're trying to be humble in that regard. Even when you say you don't want to count your 5 or whatever, but I need some more. Like I need you to spill more details, right? Obviously, you've blown, right? And obviously being plugged into Wizkid.
I'm not blown, no.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
Very like, and you know, you're trying, and I like that you're still grounded, and you know, like it's a good thing that you see yourself in that way, that there's so much to learn and stuff. But I want to know from your perspective, right? What is that one thing that you wish you could have right now that would really set it up for you, that you can now say, okay, guys, I have blown?
Maybe I have like, because I was going to say a collaboration, you know, like an international collaboration with a top person, but you never know. Like we've seen in the industry where people have done like collabos and it really doesn't work. Like sometimes it wouldn't give you that big. So you never know, man. In this industry, you never know what it is. If you be say, it's the thing that's supposed to be your downfall. That's supposed that raises you up in the music industry. You can't really plan. The only thing you can plan to do is to do great music, and then I feel like I believe in God so much, and I feel like grace can do like the most of the.
But is there pressure around you?
There's pressure. Everybody feels pressure. Some sort of pressure. People just have different ways of handling it. I don't feel like anybody doesn't feel pressure. Anybody that tells me they don't feel pressure, I will just walk up past.
Because I mean, obviously having the first song blow like that can be in itself a big pressure.
Yeah,
like
you
have to kind of live up to that. Yeah. So for you, do you feel like there's a lot? I mean, obviously we just performed another song and it was a banger. So you have it
all the
coming,
songs are
right?
bangers, from Bia to in fact the whole AFRO series.
Yeah, but I want to know from your, like, what is that one thing that you feel like a bit nervous about, that you can't maybe live up to, that you're worried about? Do you have that, or you?
I'm just, you know, like I just want to succeed, man. Like my biggest fear is not to be like everything that I put my mind to, I just want to do it, like, and I want it to be like everything I picture in my mind and how I want to be. I just want to. I just the only thing that scares me is make something so stop, make this thing not happen. Yeah, that's the only thing.
All right, so is it intentional? Because you know, you came out from a feature. You know, you had like 4 different guys, and then of course you had the Wizkid on that song as well. But is it intentional that you don't do a lot of features? Because one would have thought you would be riding that wave of let me be doing features. And they know me now. It's Starboy Terri.
I actually do a lot of. I have a couple of features.
But you don't really put out your feature songs.
Yeah, like me featuring people. Yeah, I never done. But I have a project coming, and then I already have like legends on it, like Blessed Me on it. Like I have songs I'm excited about, and I just can't wait to share. Previously, prior to this time, I had to put out a project, and I felt like it was right to really give all of myself. Like I didn't want to feature nobody. I had a song with Wizkid. They were like, "Why don't you have a song with Wizkid yet?" No, we have a lot of songs. So it's just like, when is the right time? I'm really about like myself, you know, like looking at how I want to be. So like Afro Series was meant to be like, okay, this is who Terri is. After like so-called, like this is what I can do. This is what I'm about.
That makes sense.
You know, when I listen to your songs, I can tell you put a lot of work into it. Like you're the type of guy that like, nah, this verse, you change this one, and it takes you like a month to finish a song that you finished in 1 hour. Do you understand?
Not every time though.
Yeah, but it just strikes me that way. Now I'm telling you from a listener, because that's the vibe I get. Like, no, you have to be a perfectionist to make sure that this line follows this line and makes sense in the certain way. Now, what would you say is your challenge when during your creative process? You know, when you're working, what is that thing that you just be like, man, if this happens, I can't go on. I'm not going to put out the song.
If something happens, probably if I don't like the song, because there are some times that, you know, as an artist you have like an expectation from yourself. If I don't like the song, doesn't mean that if I put it out, it's not going to bang. You know, that's why like as a music artist, you have to have other people around you, like other listening ears, because like you have to have people say.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that because you know when you say you have to have other listening ears, the fact that you're Starboy Terri, you're gonna have a kiss behind people.
Exactly.
That even if the song doesn't slap like that, you'll say, Starboy Terri.
I swear, it's banging.
You get. So who are those key people that you need to keep around you? Do you have like
yes, I do. And
major people that you know never liked
is like my biggest and he's very critical.
That's a brag.
Yeah.
Can we
yeah,
just say that again? Wizkid is my A&R. Oh wow. Hey, okay.
And then you know, Wizkid is like the most. To me, I don't know if people know that side about him, but he's very critical about music. It's very he doesn't. It takes a lot for Wiz to say this music is great. Like even when everybody's like, oh, that's the hottest thing right now. He's like, okay, but you get me. Like so, I always have to go through a process where music goes through like 3 people. But I mean, I've been through that, and it's amazing. It's amazing that. It's a great feeling when they say, okay, you can actually drop the song. Like, yeah.
So you feel more confident that, okay, this
is because these people have said that this is a banger.
All right, so we have a game to play with you. It's called The Musical Current Affairs. I hope you're ready. It's not, you can't feel this one. If you feel
I'll try.
All right, so when did Wizkid release his first studio album?
That should be 2010. 2010.
Are you sure about that?
2010.
Are you you can't miss this one.
2010.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
We'll tell you if you're correct when we're done with all the answers, right? So name 4 Nigerian artists that their names start with the letter D.
D. Dami Crane, D. The Prince, D. Dotsman, D. Can I call an old answer?
Yes.
Durella.
Yeah, great. All right. What's the full meaning of P-Man?
P-Man, Publishers Association Nigeria. That M Nawala was publishers, and I'm very sure it's publishers market something. The publishers.
Okay.
Was about publishing.
It's okay. Let's stop there. What's the president of P-Man?
I don't know. Can I call my daddy's name?
All right. We'll tell you if you're correct. Actually, Michael Jackson died in what year?
Wow. 2008.
Are you sure about that? Final answer?
I guess so.
So translate one of your songs to Yoruba.
One of my songs, like an English word. Okay. What line now? Most of my lines are in Yoruba, so what line?
Just look for one.
When you go stop to the Yoruba. Ojo Oluma.
Oh my God, this is so bad.
Ojo Oluma, stop Lati. Ojo Oluma.
Wowzy.
Wow. Ojo. You know I'm not Yoruba, so like, okay, so Ojo Oluma, stop Lati ma shako fún mi. Or Lati ma shako sí mi.
Are you sure that's the meaning of Bugado?
Yes, now Buga's like you're trying to say.
All right. That's been amazing. And yes, so the first answer, yes, you're correct about 2010. P-Man is Performing Musicians
Jesus
Association of Nigeria. The president of P-Man is Bombalistic P. Michael Jackson died in the year 2009.
We can give him that because he said 2008. It was so close.
swear, it was
so
so
close.
close.
You tried.
He tried a bit.
But we were confused about 2009, 2010 of Wizkid's first album. That one is a problem.
That one's the
It's not a
problem.
problem.
Anyways, it's been amazing having this chat
Yeah.
with you. We're here today because of what's it called now? Your new jam, and that has come around. So
I
tell
think
us
people might
about
want
that.
to
So,
know
and that's the
what-
reason why you're
yeah.
around today. That's why. That's the reason
Yeah.
you came around.
Yes, it's
Tell
like
us about that.
it's my first single after AFRO Series. It's been doing amazing. Like it's giving me the kind of reception I had when I dropped AFRO Series. It's had like over 500,000 streams already on Audio Mark, and that's just in 4 days. It hasn't been even up to a week. It's in like the top 100, and it's been doing amazing. And it's like my first song since I dropped my project, and it's gonna be like that till like because I'm working on a major project. Because like I dropped like an EP, so I'm working on an album like with more songs. Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
hoping to put out like towards the end of the year. So
Towards the end of the year, what's that? Give us an actual month number. Come on.
towards the end of the year, because
What is
you
that
know-
like? Is it in the Ember months in December?
Probably an
like,
Ember month. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, an Ember month. Yeah. So like I'm just gonna be putting out singles till then. And then my album is going to be complete new songs. So all the songs I'm dropping now, don't worry, when I'm
Okay,
dropping my
please tell us
project-
about this one though. I mean, it's getting a good
Yeah,
reception,
Come
so
Around
that's
is
good,
it was produced by P Prime. It's like it's 19 is an amazing producer. It's like one of the most amazing producers right
We've
now.
had him on the table.
Oh yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
So we just went in the studio. He called me one day that where I was. I told him where I was. We linked up, and it was a rather uncomfortable moment to make music because there were a lot of people, and they were not they were not necessarily making music. They were just playing games and this, but we just found this spot in the house, and then we had like a 2 to 3 hour session, and then after then I completed it the next day.
What's it about? Is it like, you know,
Love. It's a love song, you know, and I dropped it right in time for Valentine's. Yeah, so like.
What's the time for Valentine's? What are we doing?
My plan.
Jabo, they're watching you.
I've tried so much over the years, and this year I'm not trying. I want someone to come and spoil. I'm tired of
Exactly.
That's the
Ladies,
energy.
you're listening, and if you feel like you're capable to spoil Terri,
Capable and
slide in my DM. I'll tell him. Just slide in my DM.
Why are you going like that? Why can't
What's
you just be
DM?
like that?
If you're
Doesn't-
interested in Terri, slide in my DM. I'll tell him.
Please don't take out your presenting before they get back to me.
All right, so finally, before we let you go, we have another guest that has to join us, and you know, it's been crazy in the music industry where they try to compare you with somebody, and then in the process they're stirring up controversies, stirring up beef. What's your take on that, and how do you react to controversies?
I've been on the edge of getting into a lot of controversies, but like it just takes you to really, I feel like it takes the person to give the push. Me, I'm always, you can't find me only around making music. You can't get information from people. Always want to be like, oh, you're Wizkid today. Oh, I want to know this. I want to know. Nah, I'm not that person. I'm only about my music, and then that's how I stay. When people try to compare, it's still only my music. My music will still save you at the end of the day. I've seen a lot of comparison over the years. I've seen even big dogs in the game say, oh, you stop that thing. So it can't stop on my head.
True.
Yeah, so it's what the game is about, and I've been new that sense. So that's just one
The
side of
Starboy
that.
wisdom. You can't miss it. Anyways, thank you very much for sipping tea with us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
having
that,
me.
for an
Thank you.
amazing performance. I think, yes, this is a lit show, yeah? If I do say so
Yes,
myself,
it's
right?
actually lit.
Yeah, it's actually lit. All right, so thank you very much
Thank
for
you for
joining
having
us.
me.
Yeah, definitely.
Anti-Time, we'll be right back after the short break. Stay with us.